Dude, speaking of fan engagement, I know I told you this, but I ran into Mark from high
Yeah.
school. Well, actually, all the way from elementary school. And he mentioned the podcast, but he also mentioned that he's interacted with Dan Campbell and Rod Wood, and
Class acts.
it was just cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he just said how nice they were and how they see him working around in Grosse Pointe. They see a lot of the Lions coming and going because they're heavily involved with the Ford family, and there is a little rumor that Dan Campbell might be moving to Grosse Pointe.
I've
So,
heard that. I've heard
um,
that over the last few years. I know he had to leave the home he was in because of these douchebag fans that showed up at his house, and I had heard a rumor that he was building a home like a couple miles down the road here.
he could never confirm nor deny, but he kind of shook his head and said, "Yeah, I've heard that too."
Huh.
So I don't know. It was really cool to meet a local cop that we knew, and he's just seeing the local celebrities. Because really, it's been since the line or the Red Wings since you had athletes living in Grosse Pointe. A lot of the Tigers, well, Cabrera does, but a lot of them live in like West
Right.
Bloomfield,
Over
Royal
by
Oak,
the practice
Birmingham.
facilities and over, that way
Yeah,
downriver to getting themselves close to work. But Girls Point's a nice city.
so it's cool to hear. Yeah, it is nice, and hear some buddy on the east side say, "Yeah, I see them all the time. They're coming and going." It
It
was
was like when
cool.
we were
So
kids.
shout
When
out
we
to
were
Mark.
kids, it wasn't weird to see a bunch of Red Wings at like Beach Grill or some shit. They were kind of part
No,
of the
it
community.
wasn't,
Jerry Stackhouse
and I
kept
think
his
that
boat
goes to
on the
show.
nautical mile.
That goes to show too about the city being back and the teams being back is that the athletes are now back living in the community. To your
Yeah.
point, right? It won't be uncommon to see MCDC hanging out at
Oh, he
you know
screams Jax. If he was a single man, he would be at
God,
Jack's every night, dude.
if he was a single man,
No.
yeah. But I could see him, pick one of the little restaurants in the park or any restaurant up and down Jefferson.
Yeah.
He's a local man. He's a Mike Winarski. He lives or used to live out by him. He posts all the time pictures of him at a party store with Dan Campbell
Really?
smiling. Like, how cool is that?
Huh.
So he just, yeah, yeah. And I said it. I messaged him and I go, dude, that's awesome. How did you, see him or meet him? And he's like, he lives over here and I see him all the
Huh.
time. So it's just like cool because I don't really remember people running in Scotty Bowman or AJ Hinch or uh, other coaches, right? You just don't really hear that. But Dan
He's a
Campbell, literally, I'm telling
he's a
you,
man about town.
man about town. But I threw this question out to the fan forum. Who is the face of Detroit sports nowadays?
Uh-oh.
And there was a lot of
Something just
people
happened. My
that.
computer's dying, I think. Hold on.
Uh
Maybe
oh.
that I don't know. I don't know if that'll come through, but my lights just flickered, my computer went dark. It's a poltergeist. It's a real poltergeist.
Do you really want to go down that route?
Maybe.